Glorious. Right? Is that how you describe that?
Oh, totally. It's
glorious.
Beautiful.
That is a look.
Is that file video or is that real?
File. You can't pull this out of the file, Rod. This only happens live on Sunrise Extra. So if you're watching later today, this happened this morning. This is called the Sunrise, and it is spectacular right now. This is the Stoller family estate shot that we always bring you during our Sunrise TV show. This is Rodney Hill. This is Brenda Braxton. This is Sunrise Extra. And today we're
Drew Carney.
Who's introducing you?
Applause.
I was hoping someone would.
Okay.
Thank you for both stepping up. We're talking about events this weekend because it's actually a big weekend for local events. I'll name two off the top.
Yeah.
The Mount Angel Oktoberfest back after taking last year off because of COVID. They're coming back this weekend with an in-person version of Oktoberfest. The volume on your phone is
the
up.
volume
Man.
up? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Let me turn that down.
It's rather distracting to the professional
Oh,
broadcaster.
I can't hear.
Second event, the LPGA Cambia Portland Classic out at the Oregon Golf Club in West Linn. So we're expecting a lot of people. There's a look at the course.
Yeah.
We're expecting a lot of people to want to check this out. We're expecting a lot of people to go to that Mount Angel Oktoberfest. Two-part question to this morning's segment for you all. Number one, are you attending big events now, or are you still holding back because of COVID? Yep. And then secondly, as far as this weekend goes, what are your plans? Are you going to check out Oktoberfest? You're going to go to the golf event? Or, because Rod Hill says, man, we're going to have a rainy Saturday, are you going to hunker down and just stay inside this weekend? It's a poll question we actually put up on our TV show this morning. Those are the four choices we gave. And really, Rod, I'll be honest with you, when we came up with this question, I really just wanted to see how many people would pick option number D.
Yeah.
And you can see that that's where the majority landed.
Yeah.
Staying indoors to avoid the rain, whether it's to watch sports or a movie or something else.
Can I just say,
haven't had that for months and months,
Right.
so yeah, that's kind of cool now.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's very unfortunate that this is the weekend that we're going to have all this rain when we haven't really had a rainy weekend in Lord knows how many months. Right. So I feel for the people that are putting on these events. Now, with that said, I also like to remind people one of the absolutely top things about living where we live is that if you get out and it's raining, you still have a great time because you're still in a beautiful surrounding. I know Mount Angel has a handful of things that are indoors, right? Once you park and get there. And, you know, the heaviest rains look to be in the morning hours of Saturday and Sunday. So maybe in the afternoons, if you take your umbrella in a good spirit, you'll find kind of a mix of some dry weather and some wet weather. And if you've never been to a golf tournament at the Oregon Golf Club out in West Linn hosting the LPGA Portland Classic Tournament,
or maybe
that'll be a new experience for you, and I think you will enjoy it because, gosh, that piece of land out there is just absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous.
And we're looking at it right now. Some great drone footage and footage on the ground from the Oregon Golf Club in West Linn. I tell people all the time, this doesn't feel like West Linn to me when you go out to that golf club. And I've been there a few times for stories. I mean, it is. I'll put it this way. It's not just right off of I-205 or off of I-5. It takes a while to get there through all the hills.
So you live in West Linn.
You said this earlier, like I live near the golf course.
Do we have those side-by-side photos of the Carney house and then the homes that are built next to the golf club?
I can draw you a quick picture if you'd like to see the difference.
Man, the homes out there, holy cow, they're what I would call just spectacular mansions out there in the hills in that part of
You got to keep the riffraff away.
Wow.
It didn't keep Rod Hill away this week. He actually got to play with a local professional who's going to make her first appearance on the LPGA Tour this weekend.
This is a great story. So Maggie Simons is the head teaching pro on staff at the Oregon Golf Club. She got what they call the sponsors exemption to play in the tournament. Now, she's a pro, but she's never played in an LPGA event. So just imagine how exciting this must be for her to tee it up. And in her mind, right, she's got the advantage of knowing the golf course better than any of the players coming in from out of town. And maybe with the rain, that will actually even make local knowledge that much more important.
There you go.
So I know so many people and the members of the Oregon Golf Club are just cheering her on, or will be today and tomorrow. And if she makes the cut and gets to play over the weekend, they take the top so many players to play on Saturday and Sunday. That would just be just an amazing moment.
She said she was nervous, but in a good way. So good luck to her. So people are weighing in online. Let's see, by the way, Veronica Gaston, one of our regulars. Good morning.
Good morning,
she wants
Veronica.
Bring on the rain. Let's see, we have Anna says she's avoiding big events, answering the poll, not doing it. Veronica also says, I'm going to stay home. This is funny. She goes, but I may grab a bar of soap and take a free shower. LOL. It'll be that wet, yes. Maria J says she never stopped going to big events or whatever was available.
I would say to that, you must have stopped going because for a better part of last year anyways, we didn't have big events to go to.
No.
That's very
All
true.
these annual events that we so much enjoy were gone last year.
Right.
Oktoberfest among them, but it is back starting, what's today? Thursday?
Thursday,
yeah.
Starting today through Sunday, Mount Angel's Oktoberfest is back.
Now, Willie Huey, he's going to have a great weekend. He says, we're planning on going on the boat on the Columbia for one last weekend. Thanks a lot, Rod. Guess we'll go home and argue with neighbors about mask wearing all weekend.
Jeez.
So they were planning on going the boat, but instead they're going to be home arguing with their neighbors.
Oh, there
that
you
sounds
go.
like a great
You've started a neighborhood fight.
Willie Huey.
Aislinn Collins says she's still avoiding events. Louise says she's staying in. Jennifer Thompson, I'm not avoiding big events because of COVID. I'm avoiding them because of people.
Dun, dun, dun,
Jennifer
dun.
Thompson, where have you been all of our lives? That's pretty
good,
funny.
That's good, that
Christy
is.
Shirk has a bridal shower to go to out in Estacada on Sunday.
And by the way, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Aislinn? She says, I'm fully vaccinated. I'm still avoiding them. So just clarifying.
Again, she's talking about people, I think.
Dana is staying home. I'm staying home too. I think the one thing that I'm going to do, which we always do every Saturday morning, is walk up the street to the farmer's market. But other than that, I mean, it's going to be wet by the time they have their stands up at 9 a.m. on Saturday.
But that will go on, right? Yeah, they
Absolutely.
do that in the rain, yeah.
Fall season is usually the busiest in our house, at least September and October, because the boys will typically be playing baseball and soccer this time of the year. So I always look at that Saturday schedule, and I'm like, please don't tell me that there's an 8 o'clock game on Saturday. And there is not.
Oh, good.
No baseball tomorrow. They have a 4:30 p.m. soccer game. So, yeah, I'm going to sleep in as long as my body will allow me to, and I'm going to enjoy the rain. I mean, we have gone so long with not having the ability to look outside and go, man, it's pretty wet out there. And it's so welcomed right now. So many people need it.
You know, honestly, a walk with the umbrellas up and the rain jacket on at your local park with the rain coming down might be just a lovely ticket
Absolutely.
this weekend.
And, you know, over in Happy Valley, we've got this fantastic view coming down Sunnyside of Mount Hood. And it's been so hazy and so brown just because the snow is non-existent almost up there. Yeah. And I just want the rain to clear out all that wildfire smoke so we can see the mountain.
And I think somebody mentioned this online too. I think we're going to be amazed at this batch of rain, how much this greens up everybody's yard.
Look at Mount Hood.
Yeah, you know, if we, Brian, can you zoom in? Is Brian in the booth, Mr. Matthews?
That's as brown as I've ever seen.
He's a master. Can you zoom into the Palmer Snowfield up there on Mount Hood?
Can he do that?
I think, oh yeah, this camera can zoom in where you can see people climbing the mountain. It's amazing. It takes some, Brian's going to do it for us. But I moved here in 1999. I'm absolutely positive I've never seen so little snow on that mountain at any point of any year. There's the Palmer Snowfield. The bottom left, that left quadrant is the one I'm talking about. And maybe there's some dirt on the snow, but it almost looks like there's absolute holes in that snowfield. And that's the moneymaker for Timberline's summer programs.
Yeah,
they need that snowfield to continue being a snowfield.
There you go.
Obviously, it gets brown this time of the year because we go through the summer months where it's so dry and usually so warm. I am surprised we haven't seen a 90-degree day, at least in the Portland area.
August 1-5.
So it's been a month, and that's pretty, how do I want to word this? That is pretty early in the summer to stop having 90-degree days.
Absolutely.
But why we're seeing it so brown right now, Mount Hood that is because we didn't see a whole lot of moisture earlier in the spring when we would accumulate more snow.
There's like 116 degrees at some point.
Well, there's that in June, but
yeah, it's just been hot for a long time.
I think to answer your question, if I had to say, I think the hot weather wins out this year on terms of the lack of snow. But to your point, the moisture really went away in March.
Right, so we didn't get late season snowfall.
Because we can have decent snow up there all the way through the month of May.
Right.
And that absolutely did not happen this year. So it's probably a combo, sure. Yeah.
I try to pay attention to your weather lessons.
There you go.
Who else is saying something online?
Christy Shirk says, good morning. I have a bridal shower to go to in Estacada on Sunday. And Sheila Speck says, no plans. We'll stay home and watch movies and avoid the rain. Watch it bring back the green grass. Oh yeah, baby.
No. There are sections of my lawn that look god-awful right now. And my wife will go, what are we going to do about that? Or no, she'll start with, what are you going to do about that? And I'm like, well, I really don't know what to do. And then she'll get online and figure it out. Next thing I know, she's out there fertilizing and throwing some stuff on there that I'm told the dog is not allowed to go near.
Oh.
So, but anyways, we'll see what this rain does for people's lawns because there's a lot of lawns that are pretty shot right now around the area.
Yeah, we're doing some landscaping.
We have a second Joshua. How do you say that? Surdu? How would you say that?
I would say Surdu.
Joshua Serdu. He says, I've made up my mind to go back to big events. Tired of sitting at home, I guess. I know the risk, and I choose to accept risk. I know I may come under heat for my opinion, but I'm not afraid to voice my opinion. Joshua, actually, my opinion is the same as yours. I'm ready to rock and roll and go to anything and everything I can.
And Mark Bergal says, no to crowd, still very unsafe, even with the vaccine and masks, not worth it for him.
I did hear something interesting. I was surprised to hear this yesterday. So there's an event that happens every August out in Banks. I love Banks, and I love this event. They call it the Banks Barbecue, and the highlight is when they take those old farming combines and they do a combine demolition derby. These big farming combines just wrecking into each other. I didn't go to the event this year. We were on vacation, but I reached out to one of the organizers just yesterday. I said, hey, missed you last month. Was curious how the event went. They didn't do it last year because of COVID. He told me they had their biggest crowds ever. And this event has been around for 75 years.
Last year?
No, last month, August. He said they had their biggest crowds ever last month for the Banks Barbecue, which just tells me, actually, like that last viewer you just read about, or maybe it was you, Rod, who talked about just wanting to get out there and do things. There are a lot of people in that camp that are just ready to go. Of course, it's not everybody. Oh, yes, thank you, Brian Matthews, our trusty director.
That's awesome.
This is what a combine destruction derby looks like. And that one in the middle, the silver one, they call that one Carney's Carnage.
Ooh.
They put my name on that one and then slammed the heck out of it while I was in it a few years ago. So anyways, my point being that there are a lot of people that want to get back out there, but can I share real quickly, Brenda and Rod, this viewpoint from Connie Staub Miller, one of our regulars.
Hey,
Connie, I didn't know you were from Mount Angel. She says, I'm from the Mount Angel, Silverton area, has never missed an Oktoberfest in Mount Angel in her entire life, she says, but she is not going this year. I want to know why, because she doesn't explain. All she says after that is that her husband and his crew will be volunteering at the Oktoberfest Friday night. But Connie, this has been a part of your life for so long. You've never missed an event.
Yeah, what's
you,
up?
You tell us you're not going, and I'm guessing it's because of COVID, but you need to explain that one.
Hey,
I love Rhonda Thompson-Jones real quick. She says, I will be riding my Peloton bike, acting like I'm in Hawaii.
Not bad. Joshua Madrid is up.
Hey.
Joshua says, good morning. As is always the case, I will be at work providing folks an escape from the world. Joshua's a bartender. Really looking forward to a cooler, rainy weekend as it makes lots of folks yearn for a cozy space indoors to while away a few hours. Let's have ourselves a time, everyone.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Yes.
Michael Rollins, Beaver fan, who used to work on our .com web staff. He's heading down to Corvallis. Do you know who the Beavs play?
Yes, I do. Idaho.
They play Idaho in Corvallis.
I didn't know it was in Corvallis, but that makes sense then.
That'll be fun. Michael Garrison says, mask up, folks, and enjoy the upcoming events that we in the Pacific Northwest have to offer. Bring on the liquid sunshine. I
did want to say one thing about Joshua Madrid, a constant contributor to the stream. I know you always enjoy his comments. Brenda, you appreciate Joshua's points of view. I like that. I mean, if you go back and look at the history of his comments on Sunrise Extra, every single one, I do believe, starts with two words: good morning. That's like a cool way to start a comment. He's like, oh, hey, for starters, good morning.
He's a wise man.
Good morning to you, Joshua.
He's very thoughtful. I love to meet Joshua.
He's thoughtful. He's positive. He's encouraging. Absolutely.
He's not always going to have the same points of view as we do, but I like that he always starts with the good morning.
That's the tone of a conversation that we like to foster. Yeah, that's good.
Mark, what is it? Burgle?
Mark is a constant contributor as well, and I always just go, Mark B.
Mark B. I think for many, it will be a long time before returning to events that are packed. We have been reprogrammed to avoid people, and the road back will be a very, very slow, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with Mark,
Hey, Mark B., can we get a phonetic spelling of your last name, please? Since you contribute so often, I'd like to get it right.
Absolutely.
Well, my boyfriend? Oh, my best friend. I got to read Lisa.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to read shorthand, so he saw BF as boyfriend.
Lisa, no to events. I thought it was my boyfriend is getting married. What? No, it's her best friend. BF is getting married in South Florida in October. Decided to cancel due to the people that are not vaccinated in Florida and not wearing masks. My husband has a heart condition, and she adds, and my son has autism, and I don't want to bring anything home. May I just say, I'm very happy for your best friend, and I speak for your husband, saying that I'm glad you're I don't care what your boyfriend's doing.
Yeah, if you read it the way Rod wanted to, it would have been Lisa saying, my boyfriend is getting married in South Florida in October. I decided to cancel because I didn't want him marrying someone else.
That's the way I read it first.
How about this day? Heather Curtis, good morning. She says, it's getting like close to mask weather, chilly and crisp. Keep that warmth close to you.
Keep it close.
Your own breath, I guess.
There you go.
I know we're running out of time, but Mark did reply rather quickly. Thank you, Mark B. He says his last name, Bergal, is pronounced like a cold woman. Bergal.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Bergal.
Bergal.
Yeah, that's a great
Bergal.
explanation of how to say it.
That is.
Yeah.
He's had to give it a couple times, I'm sure, over the years.
Yeah.
And I know a few cold women, so I can relate to that.
Did we just go there? I think we did.
Oh, Amy Lynn Peck says, good morning. Have missed Morning Sunrise live. We were off for quite a while, and we're just now kind of getting back into the swing the last handful of days.
And off, by the way, for absolutely no really good reason at all.
Really,
Just
we were doing Olympics. We were doing.
Were we performing in the events?
We were not, but I was up. I was at the Portland Japanese Garden, and so was Nina. You were lounging back here, but we were working.
Nina's not here today. We're still doing it. Are you going to try to tell me that there was really a rock-solid reason why we didn't do Sunrise Extra for
Didn't
2
we have
months?
all
Because of
those
the-
stories that we were producing?
the tech reason.
And there was a
right?
technical
we
issue
couldn't
there.
get on to
Yeah.
Facebook
That was probably
Live
the
with
best.
the other platforms.
Yeah,
You know
that was
why we
probably the
have to go
best.
right now?
Oh, because you have something else to do.
I do.
It is work-related. I do know that. In defense of Miss Braxton, she does have to do some work around here today. So the conversation ends. We say, see you later. Until tomorrow morning.
Have a good day.